Today we're going to celebrate Uncle Sam and the return of the spirit of tourism. First, our accomplishments. We want to welcome Hugh McCrory. Stand up, Hugh. Very, very hard worker. And we want to send a vote of thanks to Janice, who is Janice Weber, who was the last member of the old Uncle Sam committee and has transcended to Stephanie's job. Thank you so much, Janice. We have done our bit to try to increase the promotion of Uncle Sam. We've been in the Arlington Advocate 3 times. We've been in the Boston Globe at least once. And thanks to Sean Harrington, is Sean here today? He managed to tell the world that Uncle Sam was born in Arlington and thus managed to reach 2 million people in 30 seconds. Thank you, Sean. We are continuing work with Sean Garbely also to try to get a Uncle Sam Day for the Commonwealth. Okay. One of the things which we asked for last year was that we would go forward and see if we could get a better logo to how to explain the connection of Uncle Sam to Arlington. We held a contest. Some of the designs were better. Some of the designs were not quite so good, but we finally came upon a winner. We have some in the back. In fact, we have many in the back, and we hope that each of you can take home a small dividend for your support, and thank you very much again. We're not going to ask you to wave them in the air or anything. Okay, now comes to something a little bit more serious. One of the things about Arlington is we have a lot of history, but most of the world doesn't know about it because there just aren't big Jason Russell groups or Dallin Museum groups that have a lot of money. The only person we have in this town that everybody knows about, unfortunately, is Uncle Sam. The very fact that he's perhaps 95% cartoon character gives us a tremendous flexibility with what we can do with this gentleman. But the fact is he's there, we own him, and we should publicize him. Now, as you probably know, there's going to be a massive federal project called the Scenic Byway Battle Road, which will include federal funding for advertising, for transportation, and for land management. And it's a huge tourism. It follows Massachusetts Avenue, running right through Arlington. We attended every meeting after January of '09, and we were the only independent town committee that actually sent people to these meetings over and over again. Our town had twice the representation, you might say, but tourism-wise, we need it. Now, one of the things you'll notice in the next slide is that this is from the actual study. Everything goes right through Arlington, and it goes right through Arlington at that spot. Broadway comes through. Mass Ave comes through. Pleasant Street comes through. The bike path comes through. It is a totally natural focal point for people coming through Arlington. So we had a problem here because although we had a lot of people coming through Arlington, we really didn't have what amounted to a tourist attraction. Now, everyone comes by here, but no one really seems to know about it too much. And we don't have any place to send tourists to other things. We don't have a sort of a signboard. So we got thinking about it, and we went to see what Lexington was doing. Well, they had a big, beautiful statue up there. They had lights on the statue. You can't see Uncle Sam at night. He's completely gone. They have a big signboard up to show people where other tourist things are, and we don't have that. And we were not even going to be noted as a tourist place in the program. We had to work very hard. The reason is pretty simple. If you can see that picture, we don't have any signage. The bike path has huge signs, but there's nothing for Uncle Sam. There's no information. It's completely obliterated. You can't read anything, and it takes a person with a very good mind to figure out what that thing to the left-hand side of Sam is. There's no lighting, and the landscaping certainly doesn't look like anything but my lawn. So we had to figure out what can we do. The big thing is to get information. So I attended 5 of the first 6 meetings of the Byway Tourism and Economic Development Committee, where I learned about how such things are done. Since I was an invited member, I didn't have to, wait my turn to say things and so on, which is probably why I wasn't a member. But I want to thank all of the people who ran that committee for the tremendous amount of help we got from them. I want to thank Clarissa for putting the whole thing together, Carol for explaining to us exactly what Larry Koff was trying to do in his economic development survey. Joey Glishko came by to talk about how signage problems were popping up, and we were able to get behind that. And Howard Winkler has been working for a long time with Jason Russellhouse, and of course, Bob Bose is a very sagacious and wise guy. What we learned is that the statue just happens to be in the center of an area singled out for development, and we're working to improve that area. So we started talking. We talked to Mike Rodemaker, and he said, you know, we could get lights there. We do have a thing to make better lights. And we talked to some people who knew what was going on, and they said, that's not hard. We've got a space there that we're not using at all. So we thought to ourselves, hey, why don't we use this to draw the tourists in? Why not pave it? Imagine the brick plaza, landscaping, flat bricks, landscape, real signage, a tourist information board, good lighting. Create that focus for anyone biking or walking or driving past this town, a low-cost tourism hub. This is what we propose, the Uncle Sam Wilson Plaza. Economic feasibility? Well, 212 happens to be the 200th anniversary of Uncle Sam. He popped up in 1812, so we can do that. And 212 is also when this byway is supposed to open. Now, major businesses will probably be very happy to get on the bronze plaque. I know what they cost. They're less than you think, but this will be there forever. And small businesses will also be interested. We've even counted the bricks. If we sold a brick for $10, we'd have $70,000. As it is, we could get this thing done for the cost of 10 Xerox machines. That's about $30,000. We have until September 13th, 2012, and it's really not that expensive, and people are already stepping up to help us out. The people who were tending the mulch have already said they'd be glad to help. Mike, Mike, are you there? Mike, he's already volunteered to help. We've got people already standing up to help get this together. So, it's time to start being tourism. You have on your laps the actual words. And all you have to do is sing doo-dah. Are you ready? Sam Wilson came from Arlington, doo-dah, doo-dah. He's our famous native son, oh, doo-dah day. Uncle Sam's his name, he's bound to bring us fame. He packed his pork in Troy, New York, but he came from Arlington. Sam got up early on that morn, doo-dah, doo-dah, that the USA was born, ho, the doo-dah day. He saw the troops march by, he saw men fight and die. He packed his pork in Troy, New York, but he came from Arlington. Okay. In 1912, he brought relief, doo-dah, doo-dah, to hungry soldiers with his beef. Oh, the doo-dah day. They loved his potted ham. They called him Uncle Sam. He packed his pork in Troy, New York, but he came from Arlington. The U.S. stamped on those supplies, doo-dah, doo-dah, meant Uncle Sam, they all surmised, oh, the doo-dah day. So the legend grew till everybody knew he packed his pork in Troy, New York, but he came from Arlington. Thank you very much. And now to more important matters.